What is up, YouTubers? This is going to be my Season 6, Episode 1, Top 5 review of Homeland. I've been waiting for this to come back. It's been about a year. It's finally back, so pretty excited. Number 5, Otto During. Otto and Carrie, they're talking. You still have Otto. He's trying to get Carrie to be with him, be his wife, or run his business with him. If you remember at the end of Season 5, he asked her he wants a business partner / significant other in his life to run his business with him. And this season it picks up where, he's still trying to convince her. Apparently over the last 3 or 4 months, she keeps turning him down. And it doesn't seem like he's too happy about it. He does go into it and tells her that he has found someone else. She seems surprised, but then he's like, I don't care if you're with me, just as long as it's with somebody. I think he's just tired and cares about her and wants to see her, be with someone in her life and not just Franny, like someone to share her life with. So you can tell he totally cares about Carrie, but we know Carrie, she's an independent woman and she just don't give a shit about anything. So she's going to do what she wants, and we'll see where, how that proceeds going forward for this season. 4, we meet a new character, Saku Ba, I think that's how you say it. He's a young black Muslim American. He's basically spewing all his hate speech about America. He's going around New York City showing different sites where terrorism has taken place. He's really embellishing in the fact that these terrorist acts happen there. You can tell he's being radicalized. He's making videos, putting them up. He seems like he might be an antagonist this season or just a young, stupid kid. I'm not quite sure what to think about him at this time, but he seems like a really good actor. I like his character. We'll see what takes place going forward. And there's more to come on him later in this review. 3. Okay, we pick up after last season. Carrie ended up, helping out Saul and the CIA and stuff. She ends up moving back to New York. She's in New York City. She's not in the CIA. I was kind of surprised. I thought maybe she would end up going back there. Time will tell. She might end up being back in the CIA or helping out somehow. I mean, it is Homeland, so I'm sure she's going to find some sort of conspiracy or something and help out the CIA and the government on that. In that fact, it's just in her nature, and she can't help herself but to get involved in that. So what she is doing is, though, she's working as an advocate for Muslim Americans, and she ends up helping Saku, who I mentioned earlier in the number 4. He ends up getting arrested for his videos and hate speech. They find out that he's going to be traveling to Africa. He's saying that he's just going there to meet his dad, who he hasn't seen in I don't know, 10 or 15 years or something like that. So the police come busting in. They arrest him. He's looking for help. Carrie and her group that she works for, her firm, the advocates, they go there, and it looks like they're going to help him out to see what they can do to get him out of this mess. Number 2, Saul and Dar, they meet the new president. We have a new female president-elect, President Quinn. We meet her. It looks like somewhere in the West Wing or the White House or some sort of briefing room. They really don't say where they're at, but Saul and Dar meet with her. They go to brief her on our national defense. She seems like she's not too happy about the CIA and all their covert operations. She seems real sketchy is what they're doing. Saul and Dar are not too happy about this, and they're kind of worried as far as what it means for their covert operations, their special operations, and what it means going forward. You find out later in the episode that it does look like she was hiding something. Apparently her kid died in Iraq or Afghanistan, which she never talked publicly about. And she basically has a disdain for the CIA and those special ops. that she never spoke about, and they think she has a hidden agenda. So very interesting to see where that leads. Saul and Dar are all about the undercover ops in special forces. So number one, this is very sad, and I'm very upset because this is one of my favorite characters on Homeland. Peter Quinn. We left off last season. He was in dire straits. He was in the hospital. It looked like he was gonna die. You get that little glimmer of hope at the end with Carrie, with the sun coming through the window, and then you find out that he's gonna make it. I personally thought he'd be fine starting this season. He'd be ready to go. Turns out not the case. He's basically in rehab, recovering from his wounds and his toxic poisoning or whatever from the chemical weapon that was used on him. He's in really bad shape. He looks awful. This character looks absolutely spent. Looks like he's gonna die and pass out right in front of your eyes. Carrie checks in on him every day at the VA. He's going through rehab. Turns out he doesn't even do the rehab. He just looks awful. You find out later in the episode he's sneaking out. He's going to a brothel type, meeting up with some prostitutes, getting some crack. So Peter Quinn is basically a crackhead, a cripple, and he is just nowhere. He is just completely turned around. He used to be a badass CIA hitman. He used to do what he needed to do. Now he's weak. He's a drug addict. Who knows where it's going to go with Peter? Carrie finds out later in the episode that he's not showing up to rehab. He's nowhere to be found at the VA hospital. She finds him at this crack house. She takes him in. She brings him to her apartment. I think she's going to help him get straight and do his rehab at the house. So, Quinn's in love with Carrie. I don't know how Carrie feels about Quinn. It's kind of a strange relationship. I thought they were going to kind of end last season and then kind of bring them together and they'd end up being together. Like they're a match made in heaven, I guess, or whatever. Like they're the only two people that could actually stand each other and live with each other. So that's it. Season 6, Episode 1, Homeland. Looks like a promising season. I'm super excited for the next episode. I will be doing a review weekly on each new episode of Homeland. Please let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, and leave any comments you have below.